Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, godlike feature that only the special among us will ever taste. It's something that truly exists in all of us. That's a quote by Will Smith, who's had his ups and downs and everything in between, but funny enough, that just makes his message more integral to the theme here. Everyone has the opportunity to reach out and touch greatness. I believe that with all my heart. Which begs the question then, why do so few ever cross that threshold? Well, check this out. Building something meaningful, in my mind, is the same thing as a run uphill. It can be lonely, exhausting. You see nothing but the dirt road in front of you. It's bleak, very bleak. Until you reach the summit and are gifted a view so stunning that you're reminded why you hung in to begin with, why you battled every step. The sun, the sweat, your beating heart, your body screaming to stop. The visuals go from dirt to stunning 360-degree sunset mountain views in what seems like an instant. But how many hold on until that moment occurs? See, it's a decision, not divine intervention. When you feel like letting go, it's not that life has let you down. It's that you've not yet reached the summit that will act as your on switch. Life is darkest before dawn for a reason. You have to really want those things you say you do, as destiny is both an extended hand and a gatekeeper of sorts. I was recently talking to a friend of mine, in the middle of building a company. It's been a journey. And right now, he's in that so-called valley of despair. He is running directly uphill. He's had a few promising, life-changing deals in the palm of his hand that fell apart at the 1-yard line, right? It's like he's there. He's so close. But look, it doesn't matter how mentally tough you are. Practicality always comes knocking at the door. How long can you sustain this? It will whisper. You have a wife and children. Are you being reckless? What will your family think? What will your friends think? This is too lonely. You're having panic attacks. You're sick with stress. And he's telling me all this, and I'm like, preach, man. Like, I know the feeling. Then he said something that cut through me. He goes, Eddie, why is it that when you need people to be there for you the most, they're nowhere to be found? When you're at your lowest, and support and love and reassurance would be worth more than gold. When all you want is to be told everything will be fine, why is there silence? And the pain in his voice, it almost made me choke up. You can tell he's just fighting demons. And my God, isn't that the truth? Right? The greatest victories are attached to the loneliest of times. How often do we hear, don't stop, believe in yourself, keep going? All critical messages. But without the context, what's their value? Why? Why do they matter to begin with? Well, because bringing things into the world before they exist is excruciatingly lonely. No one understands your vision. And the curveball is, it's not their fault. How could they? The frustration of being the only one who understands is the cost of admission. Don't stop. Why? Because every ounce of rationality in your body knows this feels like beating your head against a wall, and it wants to mitigate pain. Who cares about the long term? Believe in yourself. Why? Because waking up morning after morning with what seems like nothing to show for your time and energy and sacrifice is a devastation few will ever get. Keep going. Why? Because every off-ramp starts to look like its own little paradise. Old ways of living, safe jobs, routines, and patterns, they cry out for you to return. That's why we manufacture belief. Not because it's cool to write mantras in Sharpie on the bathroom mirror. It's not an Instagram play. It's because if you are not there for yourself, if you lose sight of your why, life merely collapses around you. Period. If you don't green light each day with the top of the mountain in mind, it's over. And man, I just sat there with it for a second. After a few seconds go by, responded, you have to depersonalize this because it's not about you. And what an odd thing to say, right? A friend of mine going through it. But hear me out. People only believe what they see, even people close to us. And if someone walked up to me with no proof of anything and said, Eddie, I have a $10 million business in my head, which funny enough happens more than you might think, you can't do anything but smile and say, hell yeah, go get them. Right? Because every innovation starts out as a concept. But the reality, as we all know, concepts don't put money in the bank. It's not about you. It speaks to human nature. This is what building something feels like. Oh, and remember, when you connect the dots, when things start taking off, and my friend, if you hang in there, they will, many of those same people will be right back beside you, like nothing ever happened. Like they just fast forwarded through the hell you walked through, and instinctively, maybe you'll take that personally. It will feel cheap and fake and annoying. But again, it's how the story goes. It's life in the big city. The ones who are actually there through thick and thin, which I'm sure you can count on one hand if they exist at all, they're the exception, not the rule. They are worth more than gold. Everyone else are just humans being humans. This is your transformation. It's your undertaking. This gauntlet, my friend, is for you and you alone. I had someone recently help me out with the channel, right? Make some thumbnails, which is the little picture you click to watch a video. And the idea is you make them and then you test them against thumbnails that already exist, like book covers. Which ones incline people to click, right? And the vast majority of the ones he made, quote unquote, lost. They underperformed compared to the thumbnails that were already existing on the channel. And he's like, man, I spent half a day on this. This is devastating. I feel like a loser, like I'm wasting my time. And I'm like, brother, try 7 years of this stuff, right? It's not personal. Nothing works until it does. This is the cost. You move forward relentlessly until something hits. See, I've walked down that road, and not because I'm a hero or a badass for continuing on. Anyone can. But that's the thing, anyone can. And there are days where I wake up numb and sad and frustrated, you bet. Where I become disillusioned, where things aren't happening fast enough. But what do? You collect yourself. You remember how incredible it is to get to be doing this to begin with. to be adding value to amazing people all over the world with unrealized dreams and untapped potential. You tell yourself that it could theoretically all end today if I wanted to. Could go back to something safer and easier. I'm not in prison. But I'm choosing this. Trading comfort for impact, for upside. When I'm in those so-called valleys of despair, I remember why I signed up. The category of greatness I'm aiming for. You think that's free or easy? No, life is trade-offs. The best things find themselves attached to the highest price tags. Never forget that. So when you find yourself in those moments, I need you to grapple for perspective. I heard Hormozi recently describe these moments as the inflection point that would drive most away. He says when he feels like that, he reminds himself most people wouldn't endure or sustain this. Most people pack it up right here. They don't want the stress or anxiety or uncertainty. So congrats, you were just gifted an opportunity. Make the decision to be different. We started with the Will Smith quote, so let's end with one. He says, make a choice of what you want, who you want to be, and how you're going to do it. The universe will get out of your way. So once you decide, commit, advance relentlessly. Sure, you're signing up for responsibility. You're signing up for chaos, for unknowns, but once you decide, you're also signing up for the greatest adventure of your life. And given those options, I'll take the upside. I'll take the possibility. I'll take the hill.